In November, we'll vote on whether to hold a risky constitutional convention. A convention opens Alaska's entire constitution for unlimited change. Up for grabs, hunting and fishing, privacy rights, guns, access to public lands. We could lose big. A convention is just too risky. This November, vote no on ballot measure 1.
This communication was paid for by No One Will Defend Our Constitution. The top 3 contributors are 1630 Fund, National Education Association, and IVW PAC.
Military families often sacrifice precious time away from loved ones while serving our country. United Through Reading provides meaningful connection, so the magic of reading isn't something that happens once upon a time. To learn more, visit unitedthroughreading.org.
You're watching KYES LD Anchorage.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
Good Thursday afternoon. Thanks for joining us. President Joe Biden is pardoning thousands of Americans convicted of simple possession of marijuana as his administration takes a dramatic step toward decriminalizing the drug and addressing charging practices that disproportionately impact people of color. He's also calling on governors to issue similar pardons for those convicted of state marijuana offenses, which reflect the vast majority of marijuana possession cases. Biden, in a statement, said the move reflects his position that no one should be in jail just for using or possessing marijuana. Sunshine and near record highs for South Central with a storm affecting western Alaska. Aaron Morrison joins us now with today's forecast.
And we're already seeing those temperatures this afternoon warming into the 50s, just a few degrees above or just a few degrees away from the record high of 60 set back in 1963. Currently, Anchorage is coming in at 55 degrees. We've got sustained winds out of the south-southeast at about 20 miles per hour with gusts as high as about 30 to 35. And that's been with us for most of the day. Temperature-wise, easily warming into the 50s. In fact, we've been in the 50s for most of the morning through the overnight hours into this afternoon. And we're going to continue to add on a few more degrees. That is why we've got record to near record-breaking highs that we're going to continue to build in across the region. Just some spotty shower coverage across South Central. Different story, though, as you head out west, where we're watching that storm that continues to impact western Alaska. Multiple areas continue to remain up under high wind warning, coastal flood warnings, as well as advisories, whether that be coastal flood advisory or high surf advisories. Those continue through Friday as well as Saturday. And then as that's set to make a return to South Central, we are going to see some falling temperatures into the weekend and next week. This is all thanks to a system that's going to bring some rain showers. Starts Friday, just a PM rain looking possible with a better shot for Saturday. I'll have those details and more about those high winds out towards western Alaska coming up.
And northwestern Alaska still dealing with the aftermath of the remnants of Typhoon Merbok are dealing with yet another storm, all while trying to beat the clock that's ticking down to the first freeze. Lexi Elverton reports on the state's plan of action.
So 161 homes have been inspected so far, with 123 identified with major damage. 15 homes are destroyed.
The remnants of Typhoon Merbok, which landed on Alaska's west coast last month, causing lasting damage. Governor Mike Dunleavy and commissioners just returning from their second trip to the impacted communities to see the destruction, but also the progress firsthand.
Priority is to get these homes buttoned up and safe for winter and ensure everyone has a place to live.
The state says at least 50 residents from the storm remain displaced. Temporary repairs are still being worked on for homes that are still deemed livable.
For those that have homes that are destroyed, they're not going to be replaced before freeze up this year. So we are working directly with FEMA and with our partners at the Red Cross to make sure we find temporary accommodations for those survivors of this disaster.
While the Department of Transportation says its goal is to have all roads restored and in safe condition before freeze up by around October 15th. Many homes and their former residents will have to wait and seek temporary housing instead.
The Federal Emergency Management Agency and our staff are working on that right now to make sure folks have a place for the winter for those homes that were destroyed. And we'll be making the plans to bring in all the materials to help rebuild homes when thaw happens in the spring for those homes that were destroyed.
As another storm landing Wednesday night with its direct effects expected to last through Friday heads towards the northwest part of the state, residents are left hunkering down again.
This storm is unique in that it is going to continue to get stronger as it moves into the western portions of the Chukchi Sea. So for that area, for this time of year, this will be one of the strongest storms that we have seen.
And the Alaska National Guard says it is gearing up for any communities that might need more help.
We've pre-positioned resources and assets in anticipation of the storm. and we'll do the best we can.
Lexi Overton, Alaska's news source.
Villagers on St. Lawrence Island were met with quite the surprise when 2 foreign nationals arrived by boat Tuesday. The men told a city clerk in Gamble they sailed their boat from the Russian city of Ekvekanot in northeastern Russia, about 300 miles away from St. Lawrence Island. And its closest point, St. Lawrence Island in Russia, are less than 50 miles apart. The men told villagers they were trying to escape the Russian military and were at sea for 2 days. As for the nationality of the men, there's been some confusion. The Coast Guard called them Russians, but then later changed it to foreign nationals. Governor Dunleavy said the men were from Russia.
There's 2 individuals that came over from Russia in a boat and were detained in Gamble. My understanding is that they're in Anchorage now, being dealt with by federal authorities. We don't anticipate a continual stream of individuals or a flotilla of individuals.
The Department of Homeland Security is now handling the case. Meantime, the war in Ukraine has reached a pivotal moment. Ukraine's military has taken back strategic areas from the Russians, including the city of Lyman. In response, Russia has stepped up attacks on civilian targets overnight. 7 rockets slammed into the residential neighborhood of Zaporizhia as they continue to lose ground. Russian forces go to the air with long-range weapons. The U.S. deployed its international development chief to Ukraine on Thursday, the highest-ranking American official to visit the country since Russia recently illegally annexed 4 regions. Meantime, the Biden administration is weighing its options after OPEC Plus said it's cutting oil production in order to boost prices. Prices that will have a direct effect on filling up our vehicles and heating our homes as we head into winter. Skylar Henry reports from Capitol Hill.
The White House is expressing dismay at the decision by OPEC Plus to reduce its output.
OPEC's decision to cut production's quotas is short-sighted while the global economy is dealing with the continued negative impact of Putin's invasion of Ukraine.
On Wednesday, the energy cartel announced it was lowering production by 2 million barrels a day, its biggest cut since the start of the pandemic.
We are not endangering the energy markets. We are providing security, stability, to the energy markets.
OPEC officials describe the reduction as a hedge against falling demand due to a recession.
Everything has a price. Energy security has a price as well.
OPEC's cut goes into effect in November, raising the prospect of gas prices spiking, costing consumers more to heat their homes and at the gas pump in the days leading up to the midterm election. To counter the reduction, President Biden is expected to order the release of up to 10 million barrels of oil from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve. But that would only provide temporary relief for consumers.
It's ridiculous.
It wastes a lot of money now. Everything's more expensive.
The Wall Street Journal reports that the Biden administration may be willing to lift some sanctions against Venezuela to allow it to resume oil exports. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Still ahead, a night of hope, how you can enjoy a nice dinner and auction this weekend while supporting Alaskans with intellectual and physical disabilities. Our weekend planner is next.
Alaska's news source at noon is brought to you in part by Alcan Family Dental. At Alcan Family Dental, we hear you.
Hi, Dr. Brett Lopez here at Alcan Family Dental. As an Alaskan-owned business, our name came from the trip up the Alcan to make a permanent home like many of you Alaskans. We want to thank you for making us Alaskans' choice for sedation, extractions, dentures, implants, Invisalign, and general dentistry. Our growth and success comes from you, our patients. If you're having tooth pain, our doors are open. We accept new patients, walk-ins, and emergencies. We're here for you, Alaska. At Alcan Family Dental, we hear you.
Here is CVS Health.
Here, we'll never be told our concerns are all in our head.
Here, we don't think we should pay more than men for the same thing.
Or pay taxes for period products.
Here, we can ask tough questions, day or night.
And here, we're actually heard.
And because of that, we can focus on getting healthier together.
Together. Here, healthier happens together. CVS Health.
Our food, our homes, our jobs. Alaska's natural resources provide for us. I'm Mary Peltola.
We are a resource development state. We're a resource extraction state. We always have been. That's how we pay our bills, is through oil.
Alaskans know what we need and are fighting for it. And I'm running for Congress to make sure the federal government is working with us and not against us. That's why I approve this message.
Time now for a look at some events happening around town. In the weekend planner this week, there's free admission at the Anchorage Museum Friday in recognition of Indigenous Peoples Day, which is on Monday. The museum will be open Friday from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. with several new exhibits opening, including an interactive exhibit called Pass the Mic. Plus, a two-day celebration of all things Alaskan. You can get some early holiday shopping done at the Make It Alaskan Market happening Saturday and Sunday at the Denina Center. There you can find a large selection of locally made crafts, gifts, jewelry, and more. Admission is free. And on Saturday, enjoy a dinner and an auction to help raise funds for Alaskans with intellectual and developmental disabilities. A Night of Hope Unmasking Possibilities is this Saturday at the Marriott downtown. Tickets are $100 each, but it's all going to Hope Community Resources. And joining me now to tell us more about it is Mike Locksmith, Development Officer with Hope Community Resources. Mike, thanks so much for joining us today. First, for anyone who may not know, tell us a little bit about what Hope Community Resources is.
Hope Community Resources is a nonprofit here in Anchorage. We support individuals and families with intellectual and developmental disabilities, traumatic brain injuries, and mental health challenges. We have about 50 assisted living homes spread across the state of Alaska, all the way from Ukqiavik to Kodiak, Seward, Kenai, Anchorage, and the Mat-Su Valley.
So what can people expect from the Masquerade Ball on Saturday?
The event is wonderful. We have lots of great auction items. We've got a great dinner. It's a great fundraising event. We have a wonderful time, and it's a way to come together and show those that we support, that we truly care about them, and give them a lift up.
So tell us about some of the ways the money raised will help those with disabilities here in Alaska.
Oh, gosh, hard to count. Scholarships to our summer camps for teens that may not be able to attend otherwise. Capital improvements on our homes. Field trips for adults that are maybe not be able to get out to the community without some resources that we provide. Obviously, some cooking classes, art classes. We have an art studio and gallery. There are just so many things we do. It's hard to list them all.
Yeah, I mean, we're showing some of the photos there that, some of the activities that you all do, and it looks like just letting these people live, their best lives.
Well, that's what it's about. It's about inclusion.
And this weekend, it's a masquerade ball, and I see you brought a mask with you. So show us that.
And this was actually one of our masks that were made by our art studio, and we're going to have them for sale at the auction for people who either may have forgotten or didn't have time to get one. And again, the proceeds from these go to supporting the folks at Hope Community Resources.
And how can people purchase tickets? Are there still tickets available?
There are a few tickets left. You can go to hopealaska.org, that's all spelled out, and that's our webpage, and click on the masquerade mask and buy your tickets through the website.
All right, Mike, thanks so much for joining us today. Here's all those details up there on your screen for those of you who missed it. Again, Mike, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Coming up, more rounds of roundness. We'll take a look at yesterday's winners and today's matchup as that dare we continue.
High winds across western Alaska. We're also seeing some windy conditions and near record highs here in south central. I'll have more on that and the rain into the weekend. But first, the sunset 7:14, 10 hours and 55 minutes of day.
Wonder how our ghost became a ghost?
You should do a podcast about Alberta's murder.
Murder, mobsters, you got everything. Do you have an expert lined up? What about this guy?
Todd Perlman.
You mean Creepy Todd?
My psychopath stalker. I got here as fast as I could.
You tonight.
That is an end table that belonged to Alberta.
How's this for new?
Don't look at that. It's Alberta's diary.
Oh, twist of plot. A new episode of Ghosts After Young Sheldon, tonight on CBS.
With Choice Hotels, there's always a reason to book it.
Whatever your reason, save 20% when you stay 2 or more nights at participating locations. Book direct at choicehotels.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, you, superhero. Are you ready? It's time to act. The flu is here and gaining strength. But you have the power to protect. The superpower, that is, to fight back. Be a superhero. Keep your defenses strong by getting the flu vaccine. Learn more at vaccinate.alaska.gov.
This message brought to you by the Alaska Department of Health.
Thank you for interviewing with us. What are your greatest strengths?
Well, my differences are my strengths. Those of us with intellectual and developmental disabilities are highly motivated. We are leaders and innovators. We are changing the face of work for the better, one customer at a time.
It is time we start building a workforce that is diverse, inclusive, and equitable. A workforce that recognizes that our greatest strengths lie in our differences.
Join us at deliveringjobs.org.
Welcome to the place where stories are told,
yeah, man,
legends are celebrated, and dreams are made. Kick off your boots and stay a while, because you don't want to miss out.
Yeah!
We are Circle Network. Country plays here.
You're watching Alaska's Weather Source.
Record to near record highs across south central, high winds out towards western Alaska. We've got a lot going on across the state. There is a cold front just to our west. Now, ahead of it, we've seen some widespread rainfall activity as well as high winds and some potential for some coastal flooding across western Alaska. Still seeing a multitude of some high wind warnings, coastal flood warnings, as advisories and high surf advisories that extend all the way out towards Norton Sound as well as the Yukon Delta. The further north you live, the better your shot of seeing some of the more significant impacts from this storm. But again, we've seen the greatest threat already surpass the region as the system continues to march off towards the east. Now, as far as the wind gusts themselves, maximum wind gust since this morning, you can see 51 in Shishmaref, 45 wind gust in Kotzebue, 40 in Unalakleet. Even here in Anchorage, we've seen some winds gusting upwards of about 30 miles per hour. And we're going to continue to hold on to those windy conditions for the remainder of the day. But in terms of peak wind gusts, when we're talking about the storm itself out towards Cape Lisburne, we've seen winds up to 90 miles per hour. Savunga, 75 mile per hour wind gusts. These are the peak wind gusts from the storm themselves, all the way to Ukiavik at 43 miles per hour. And then Buckland seeing those winds gusting up to 37 miles per hour. So you can see the greatest threat or more of that focusing of those winds is right there through the northwest Arctic borough where we've seen those hurricane force wind gusts. Here at home, we're seeing those winds sustained out of the south, southeast, upwards of about 15 to 20 miles per hour, with gusts as high as about 40 miles per hour in some of the higher elevations. We've seen winds here in south central or in Anchorage up to 32 miles per hour. So as you head higher in the elevations, easily going to see some of those stronger wind gusts. But of course, here in south central, winds not going to be that much of an issue, but they are going to be a big driving force in keeping us on the warmer side today. Can't rule out a few isolated showers for the rest of your Thursday, but what we're watching into Friday, this is that frontal system. Notice how it kind of falls apart from Friday morning on into the evening hours. We're going to tap into some moisture from the Gulf of Alaska from a system that's going to be moving out of the northern Pacific Ocean, and that's going to bring widespread rainfall to Prince William Sound, Wrangell, St. Elias region, and Copper River Basin as we head into Friday evening. And then for all of us across South Central, we actually begin to see a better shot of some rainfall as we head on through the afternoon and evening hours for Saturday. Now, depending on when the colder weather gets here, there is a slim chance that we could see a change over to a wintry mix, but with the warm conditions we've been dealing with, very hard to see any accumulation. Temperatures across the state will be cooler off towards the west, and then out towards southeast, we'll see those temperatures pushing 60 degrees. Spotty showers across southeast today can't be ruled out, but we're going to see a better chance of rain for southeast into the weekend. Scattered showers across the Kenai, primarily out towards Seward, while the rest of South Central likely going to stay on the drier side. We could see up to 2/10 to 3/10 of an inch of rainfall for Prince William Sound. 54 degrees in Gulkana through the valley. We've got those temperatures warming near 60 degrees. Even in Anchorage, we've got those temperatures warming near 60 with some windy conditions. And we're talking about the potential for record to near record highs. The record for today is 60, set back in 1963.
Well, now to one of our favorite parts of the newscast this time of year, continuing with Fat Bear Week. Here are the results from day one's matchups. Taking a look at match one, Bear 164, our Fisher Under the Falls beat out Bear 335 by more than 65,000 votes. That's a lot.
And coming out on top in match two is 747 with more than 73,000 votes, beating out 856 to move on to the next round.
And moving on to today's matches, it's Aaron's favorite Bear 151 Walker versus the pumped and plumped 854 Divot. Will Walker's all salmon all the time diet give him the gargantuan gains he needs, or will 854's insatiable appetite annihilate her opponent?
Walker's going to beat that. And on to match four, where 909's Yearling has risen to royal rotundness, earning her spot in the main bracket this year. But now she must take on 901, who is an exceptional chonker, to move on to the next round.
Let's look at that difference, my goodness. And let's take a live look now and see what the Bears are up to at Brooks Falls at Katmai National Park. Look, we've got a bear just waiting for some salmon, looking like trying to get a little fatter before we.
I think I saw him yawn too, so kind of get it. Hibernation's coming up. They're plump. They're ready to get ready and do some of that hibernation. So, but getting that last minute fill in when it comes to that salmon, but. Walker is going to take it.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Walker, 747.
All right, after the break, holiday deals in October.
Walmart and Target in particular, they're offering price matching throughout the holiday to their competitive retailers and also to themselves.
That's right. Big retailers are launching big sales before Halloween. We'll break down the deals you can expect to see and a word of caution before you jump right in.
And fillers don't have to look overdone. Come see us at SOLARA for natural-looking results. At SOLARA, you'll get a personalized consultation and a treatment plan specifically tailored for you. Smooth those wrinkles on your forehead and around your eyes. Add volume to your lips and lift and define your cheeks and jawline for a more youthful appearance. We want you to look and feel beautiful. Call today or visit solaralaser.com for our full list of treatments. SOLARA, results at last.
When Roe v. Wade was overturned, Mike Dunleavy celebrated, but he'll go even further, shredding Alaska's constitution to take away reproductive rights, even in cases of rape and incest, or to save a mother's life.
To stop Mike Dunleavy, we need Bill Walker. He'll fight to protect our personal privacy rights.
And I will veto any legislation that puts government between a woman and her doctor.
Because we should be making our own choices, not politicians.
This communication is paid for by Walker Dragons for Alaska.
November 8th is coming soon. Here's 5 tips to make your vote count with ranked choice voting. 1. Only fill in one oval per candidate. 2. You don't have to rank each candidate, but it won't affect your first choice if you do. 3. Rank the candidates in order without skipping any rankings. 4. Don't give more than one candidate the same ranking. 5. Don't rank a candidate more than once. Learn more at elections.alaska.gov.
Raising is great, but I'm stuck in a rut. I want to work in TV. I just don't know where to start.
Have you checked out Channel 2 and CBS 5? It's a fantastic place to jumpstart your career in media.
Work in a state-of-the-art media control center as a technical media producer. This entry-level position facilitates live and pre-recorded productions and processes content for our family of channels.
What are you waiting for? Don't be a nugget. Apply today at alaskasnewssource.com.
Great news for consumers coping with high inflation. The holiday sales are already starting, but how good are the deals going to be, and could there be a downside to doing your Christmas shopping so soon? Emily Aikita shares tips on how to navigate the new version of Black Friday.
It's not even Halloween, but shoppers are already making their list and checking it twice, trying to make sure there will be enough presents to go around in a time when every dollar counts. But before you jump on those sales, a word of caution. Always compare prices online. Use apps that show historical pricing and check which retailers offer price matching.
Walmart and Target in particular, they're offering price matching throughout the holiday to their competitive retailers and also to themselves. So if you buy something now and the price decreases, you can go back and ask for a refund for the difference.
Industry analysis finds more than half of holiday shoppers are starting their search by the end of October, and retailers are taking note. Walmart is luring in customers with its Rollbacks and More savings event next week. And for the first time, Amazon will hold a second Prime Day-like event within the same year on October 11th and 12th.
We'll be ready for anything.
We got a behind-the-scenes look at how the e-commerce giant is preparing for its Prime Early Access sale with new hires and robotic systems.
We're expecting a lot of great activity. It's a great benefit for our customers to get in on really early, awesome deals. And we're really prepared for that.
Over at Target, you can expect up to 40% off kitchen appliances and deeper discounts on select toys for the next 2 days. And for shoppers, there could be some surprise deals out there.
We are seeing these overstock sales due to supply chain issues that we've been seeing throughout the pandemic. So a lot of items are kind of unexpected, like so much casual clothing. We're seeing furniture, we're seeing TVs.
For other ways to save, try stacking discounts. Look for deals on gift cards and then spend them during store-wide sales. Use a credit card where you can earn points or cash back and apply coupons to an existing sale when you can. While these early season sales won't replace Black Friday and Cyber Monday, some families say shopping in advance brings them peace of mind during an unusually stressful season.
I know that I got what I needed to get. I know that it's in supply, and I'm not risking waiting for the sale in November, and then the items just won't be there.
And still ahead, there's a reason dogs are called man's best friend. We'll tell you how petting pups could actually be good for our brains.
In November, we'll vote on whether to hold a risky constitutional convention. A convention opens Alaska's entire constitution for unlimited change. Up for grabs, hunting and fishing, privacy rights, guns, access to public lands. We could lose big. A convention is just too risky. This November, vote no on ballot measure 1.
This communication was paid for by No One Will Defend Our Constitution. The top 3 contributors are 1630 Fund, National Education Association, and IBW PAC.
Channel 2 and CBS 5 are working with the American Red Cross of Alaska to encourage donations directly to help people affected by the storms in Alaska. If you'd like to donate, visit alaskasnewssource.com.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour storage-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
Read my eyes. They tell my story and the story of Voluminous Original, America's #1 mascara. Creamy formula for 5 times the volume. Voluminous Original Mascara by L'Oreal. My eyes are saying you're worth it.
Here is CVS Health.
Here, we'll never be told our concerns are all in our head.
Here, we don't think we should pay more than men for the same thing.
Or pay taxes for period products.
Here, we can ask tough questions, day or night.
And here, we're actually heard. And because of that, we can focus on getting healthier together.
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 Here, healthier happens together. CVS Health.
The stage, the lights, the roar of the crowd. There's nothing quite like country music, and only we get you this close. We are Circle Network, and we are just getting started.
Well, go ahead and give your dog all the loves. A new study published in the journal PLOS One suggests petting dogs leads to healthy brains.
Yeah, in the study, researchers put brain scanners on people and had them pet a stuffed animal and a live dog. And there was a big boost in brain activity when the person got to pet the pup, specifically the frontal cortex, the part of the brain that handles how we think and feel. As soft and cute as a stuffed animal may be, researchers think the real animal creates some emotional involvement, and that's what activates the brain.
The research supports using animal therapy to help people with everything from emotional issues to nervous system conditions. I thoroughly believe this. Dogs are just so lovable.
I mean, you see them all the time. They visit hospitals, they visit the elderly, those who are sick. So, I mean, there's some truth.
Well, real quick before we go, a quick look at the weather.
Still holding on to that record to near record-breaking highs across South Central, pushing 60 degrees today. Temperatures fall in the coming days. PM rain looking possible tomorrow with a better shot of some rain into the weekend. We could see an outside chance for a wintry mix. Still too early to iron those details out, but it is there. But for now, expect cooler conditions, highs falling into the 40s, overnight lows, possible first widespread frost freeze of the season.
Oh, it's coming. Well, that's it for us here for your news at noon. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here at CBS 5 at 4 o'clock. Have a great day.